Witches, welcome to episode 119. That's crazy to me. Of
Wow.
C3 Crystals, Cauldrons, and Cocktails. I'm River,
And I'm Ren.
and today we're going to be talking about divination for the new year. So, Happy New Year,
Happy
everybody.
New Year. Woo woo.
We should mention we took off the first week of
We
January
did.
just because we were overwhelmed. We made it through the holidays, but then Ren went with her husband's family on a trip,
We
and I
did.
had family stuff going on. So there was no time for us to connect. And we're like, you know what? We
We
deserve
just
a week
need a week
off.
off.
Yeah, we need a week. So
We've
that's what
been,
we did.
yeah.
So it's a little bit strange to be talking about the new year on the 12th of the month, but hey, it's January. It takes me all month long to organize my whole year. So
Yes.
hopefully this year will be filled with positive vibes and you can focus on what you're hoping to focus on.
hmm
Speaking of what we like to focus on, what are we
What
drinking?
are we drinking?
So, since it's the new year, Ren came up with this one.
hmm
And the start of new things, we came up with the Midnight Elixir, which I love that name.
Dun, dun, dun.
It is black vodka, elderberry liqueur, which is actually quite good. I was concerned.
Oh, yeah. I've
Blue
been reading a lot of benefits of elderberry and
elderberry,
yeah.
right?
hmm
So, and then blue curacao to help with the dark color,
hmm
lemon juice, simple syrup to your taste, which mine is less and hers is more,
More, very much
and
more.
then blackberries to garnish. And then, of course, edible glitter, because that's what 2024 is all about, is edible glitter.
Apparently.
And apparently we're loving that stuff. And
hmm
it's just really fun. It's a fun drink. So y'all practice, do your own measurements, see what you like the best, and I think that you'll enjoy it.
hmm
So it's common for a lot of us to wonder about a new year when a new year starts. What is this year going to hold for us? Will it be a good year? Will it be successful? Will we find love? That kind of thing. So, one way to try to go about doing that, finding that information out, is through New Year's divination. And in addition to divination, you can work on manifesting as well, which Ren is much better at than I am.
Kind of. My manifestation has been lacking in the past couple of months.
Well, we've been overwhelmed with all kinds of go, go, go stuff. So it's been hard to settle down and find that quiet moment where
Yeah.
that you need. When you cast magic, you've got to be able to center and focus. And that focus has been lacking for me also for the
Yeah.
last couple months. It's
Yeah.
just, family, too much stuff going on. I mean, it's a wonderful time of year, but it is not conducive to that peace of mind of aloneness that you sometimes need to be able to cast magic, because it was filled
hmm
with family, which is wonderful. Family and friends are wonderful, but for my magic anyway, I really need that calm, quiet seclusion to be able
Yeah.
to reach my inner focus and
Yeah.
manifestation. But what are you hoping for in the new year?
Um, I don't really know. I'm trying not to overthink it, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to be a little bit healthier in my body, as in like I drink way too much like diet sodas, and I know that
Oh,
those aren't
I thought you were going to say I drink way too much, and I'm like, hey, there's no such thing.
oh. Anyway, yeah, but I mean, I
Soda you're
drink
talking about.
way too much diet soda. And I know that there are some things in diet sodas and just soda in general that's not good for
Mm-hmm.
us. And
Mm-hmm.
so it has nothing to do with like, I want to lose weight. No, I just want to be healthier in my
Mm-hmm.
my choices of what I eat. And so
Mm-hmm.
my husband and I also eat out a lot. And so that's
Mm-hmm.
also one of my resolutions is to not eat out as much. Again, that's not because I want to look a different way. It's just because it hurts our pocketbook
Oh, I hear
really
that.
bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear that.
So we want to make some more better financial choices this year. And so that includes like no soda and no eating out. And I don't want to say like I want to find a job because
Yeah, you don't
whenever
want
I
to
say
jinx
something
it.
like that, it's always like, yeah, no, it's not going to work like that. So,
Hmm.
just better opportunities this year is what I want.
We should tell everybody, because we did get together over the holidays and we made ourselves some becoming boards.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's like a vision board, and it was really fun to do. So I did the first page was all about our overall goals for the year, and then I did individual pages for each month. And what we
Hmm.
did was, we cut out pictures and glued them on so that we have something tangible to look at every day to
Yeah.
help
Yeah.
us manifest what we want. And things of mine were things like, this year is the start of something beautiful. I want to focus on date nights with my husband, seek magic every day,
Hmm.
work on my health as well. I'm going to go on the keto diet for a bit. I got really out of control over the holidays. I mean, it
Oh,
starts
didn't
with
we all?
Halloween and
It
it
does.
just gets worse from
It
there.
does.
So
Yeah.
new year, getting healthier. I want to focus
Hmm.
on the podcast. I am enjoying this very much. I
Yes.
would love this to become our full-time job.
I
That's
would
going to take
I
a
would
lot of
hope that
work.
too. Yeah.
hmm Basically, I want to be a badass. I want to learn
Oh
something
yeah.
new every day, which this podcast helps us do. I
It
learn
really
so
does. We
much doing
always
this
learn something
podcast.
new every day.
Want to work on my writing and my art and that kind of stuff. So it's fun. That's what I'm hoping for 2024.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So
I have a lot of hopes for
I
2024.
know. I know. I do
But then
too.
it's been like this every year and none of those,
Mhm.
and I guess a part of it is because you don't like I don't put my foot down and say I'm going to do this and I'm determined or whatever. And so this year
Well,
we'll try to
last
be
year you were in the middle of your graduating
I
final
was.
semester. There was too
And
much
the
going
one
on.
thing that I didn't even have my mind on was like, oh yeah, I need to get a job after. And
Mhm.
so it was
Mhm.
like I was thrown into this like field of trying to look for a job and nobody's hiring in my area
Mhm.
and I don't have enough
Mhm.
money to relocate right now
Mhm.
because I don't have a job.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's a continuous loop.
It is. It is. But this year is going to be a good year. We're going to work on it being a good year.
Yes.
We're going to
Yes.
hope for it and put our energy into it.
Yes.
But what are some ways that we can use divination to find out what the year is going to hold for us?
Okay, so instead of being a little depressing and talking about what our hopes and dreams are,
It's
of
not depressing yet. It'll be
and
depressing in
okay.
August when we go, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, like how are we already in August and I haven't gotten anything done? Yeah, exactly. So let's talk a little bit about divination for the new year. And I wanted to
Okay.
start with something that I know you do a lot with, and I want to do a lot more with, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Mm-hmm.
Tarot cards.
Yes.
So you can perform a New Year's tarot spread and you
Mm-hmm.
can design a spread. You can find one online,
Mm-hmm.
whatever works for you, that
Mm-hmm.
spreads that focus on whatever energies and themes that you want to explore in this upcoming year, such
Mm-hmm.
as maybe challenges, opportunities, personal growth, anything like
For
that.
sure. Mm-hmm.
Draw cards for each position and interpret their meanings on the context of your question. So like let's
Mm-hmm.
say I would have a whole New Year spread. Maybe I would have like a couple cards, one for how my health is going to look this year
Mm-hmm.
and how our financial what is that situation is
Status,
going to be,
situation.
how it's
Mm-hmm.
going to change, maybe um I don't know what else. Those are the main two that I'm
Those are your
more,
main two
yeah,
things.
worried about. Maybe a
What's my
job
sitch for
opportunity. Yeah.
2024?
So maybe I would
Yeah.
have maybe three cards, one for money, one for health, and one for job opportunities. I guess that one kind of
Mm-hmm.
falls into money, but they're
Money.
different
Mm-hmm.
in different ways. And
Mm-hmm.
so that I would draw three cards and then I would have my intent, I would have my questions. Let's say, will my financial situation get better this year? And
Mm-hmm.
interpret that. Will my health get better this year with the choices that I'm making? And we'll see that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can also kind of maybe pull a card based on, okay, you want to be healthier, let's say. So you can say, how will my health look this year? But then you
Mm-hmm.
can also pull cards for your choices.
Mm-hmm.
You can pull a card and you can interpret it and be like, okay, maybe it'll say, maybe your choices don't look like you're going to be staying steady. So maybe you need to,
Mm-hmm.
what's the word? Like, put your foot down a little bit more and be a little bit more strict with yourself if that's what you need or whatever it may
Mm-hmm.
be.
Mm-hmm.
So there's definitely with a tarot spread, there's a lot that you can add to it. Instead of
Mm-hmm.
just a basic 3 cards, maybe you can have your top 3, which are your topics, and then
Mm-hmm.
you have cards underneath which kind of delve a little bit deeper into
Deeper. Mm-hmm.
what you're kind of wanting to put into it. And
Yeah,
so,
the
yeah.
normal a normal spread would be past, present, and future.
Hmm.
But like you said, you should tailor it to your own personal
Exactly.
questions. And I like
And
to ask my tarot cards for guidance as opposed to, what does it look like
mhm.
for this year? Because that I don't I want guidance in how to proceed, not what's it going to look like if I stay where I am. Although that's a
And
good
I
way to
think
look at it
it is
too.
a good way. You
Mhm.
can look at it anyway. I like the idea of pulling a card, having it tell me, okay, this is what it's going to look like. And then you can ask more questions based on that. Okay, this is what it looks like. But if I do this, will it help? And
Mhm.
then it can, yes, no, interpret it however. And
And
so,
oracle cards are really good for
oh,
this too.
yeah.
Do we talk about oracle cards later, or is that
Um,
involved in
I'm not sure.
this?
I don't
I
remember.
can't remember either. It's been a while since
We've
we've
done
done
these
notes.
notes, yes, a little bit ago. But you can also pull a card for each month to gain
Hmm.
insight into whatever energies and challenges that could arise. And you can use it as a guide to navigate during those months and throughout the year. I do like that one. I do like a
Hmm.
monthly card draw. So you pull it for January and it's like, ooh, January's not going to look so good. And you're like,
Hmm.
okay, pull another card. Why? Maybe ask,
Hmm.
is it because of me or is it just because of like
Yeah,
outside things that I can't control
what
or
changes can I make?
yes.
Guide me in what changes I can make to change the outcome of
Yes.
January, or to
Hmm.
get to this goal that I'm trying to get to.
Yeah. And I got a new set of tarot cards that I'm really excited.
Yay!
So maybe they'll like me.
Yeah, you got to spend some time with them.
I
Spend some
know.
time and ask them what they think that they can help you with, and do the whole introductory card draws.
Yeah. I have a
That's
good feeling about these.
good. Good, good, good.
So I'm super
But
excited. And that's something that I kind of want to get into a little bit this year, a little bit
I
more
think that
tarot wise.
for the New Year's, you can also ask things about your romantic interests and your business interests and
Hmm.
that kind of, you can literally ask anything.
Anything.
Like, so think about what your goals are for the year. Am I going to be healthy? And what can you suggest to help me in my goal of being healthy? And you'll be surprised at what the tarot cards come
Yeah.
up with.
Hmm.
They are cool. And oracle cards are a little friendlier than the tarot cards are.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
they are.
So, and I actually do daily draws.
Hmm.
So, but you could do a weekly draw, you could do a monthly draw, or you can
Hmm.
just do one at the beginning of every year, whatever.
Hmm. Hmm. I like
Hmm.
that idea. So now we talked a little bit about tarot. I know there's a lot more we could get into tarot, but
Hmm.
that's just kind of like a brief understanding and maybe give you an idea. Design your own spread. Do
Hmm.
do something different if you want when it comes to tarot. But I also wanted to talk about rune casting.
Yes.
So definitely use it's a use of runes for divination.
Hmm.
And you want to ask a question when casting. So
Okay.
you ask a specific question about your goals or concerns for the new year, and then cast the runes into a cloth or onto a surface, and then
Hmm.
interpret the meaning of each rune based on its traditional like symbolism, based on how you refer to those symbols, and then it also is important on how the positions of the runes are to each other. So kind of
Hmm.
interpret the relations with that it like a specific rune has to other
Yeah,
runes.
if one lands on top of the other, you need to decide, what does that mean? Is the bottom one being overcome and that you need to work harder on the what the bottom one's
Mm-hmm.
trying to tell
Mm-hmm.
you, or so it's going to be subjective depending on what's going on in your
Yes.
life. I love runes. I haven't worked with them as much as I do tarot
I
cards,
haven't
simply
either.
because
Mm-hmm.
I love the art in tarot cards
Yeah.
very, very much. That's a thing. I love art, but I do make runes.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're interested, I've got some runes for sale and hopefully more to come on my Etsy store, and they're
Mm-hmm.
resin, so they're very light. They're easy to carry
Oh,
around with
okay.
you if you want to. And I think they're beautiful.
I
So
might need to steal a set
a
from you.
set. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
And then you can also bind your runes. So you create a bind rune by combining individual runes that represent qualities or outcomes that you desire for the new year. And then
Huh.
you charge the bind rune with your intentions for a powerful magical symbol. So you can charge it underwater, like running water. You can charge it under the moon,
Oh,
in the sun,
interesting.
however you charge your uh runes, I guess.
Yeah, generally, what I've learned about runes is they don't make predictions, so to
Mm-hmm.
speak.
Mm-hmm.
They suggest different variables and possible outcomes based on what you're asking. So they're going to give you hints that are going to force you to make some kind of critical thought process to figure out, using your thinking skills and your own intuition to figure out what to do with what these runes are saying.
Mm-hmm.
And also, each rune has a whole bunch of different meanings. So you've got to determine now which meaning does it mean? And
Mm-hmm.
that could
Which
be,
meaning does it mean?
oh boy, that didn't come out right, did it?
No,
But
I understand, but it was just funny because it was like it has a meaning, so understand what meaning it meanings it means.
yeah, I'm really articulate.
Uh-huh.
Um, but a lot of times you can figure out what meaning it means
Uh-huh.
by looking at where it is in relation, like you said, to the other runes nearby it, and how, is one on top of the other? Is one, are there three all crumpled together? Are they all far away and spread apart? Which might mean that they don't have any association with each other, or maybe that you are to try to bring them together because they fell so far apart. So runes, I do need to play with runes some more. I've
Mm-hmm.
got a set that I made and kept for myself. My husband always says, sell 10 and then you can keep one. And I'm like,
I want to keep 10 and
no, I
sell
want to
one.
keep. Exactly. So, and I have sold, I don't know how many I have left on my store right now because I have sold several. So I actually made a glow in the dark set for a
Ooh,
person.
that's cool.
I wish I could hear from him to see how they work.
Mm-hmm.
Because I tried them under black lights and they looked really cool, but I don't know how long that effect in resin
Yeah.
lasts. So I
Yeah.
wish he would tell me. But anyway, some cool runes.
Mm-hmm. So after runes, you can get into scrying.
Mm-hmm.
Because whenever I think of divination, I think of scrying. And
Mm-hmm.
so you can do crystal ball scrying, which I think is really cool. And I just recently got two crystal balls. So
That's so
I'm
exciting.
super excited about it. So you gaze into a crystal ball with a relaxed and receptive mind. Pay
Okay.
attention to the images, symbols, or impressions that come to you, and these may provide insights into the energies surrounding the new year. So when I say relaxed and receptive mind, you also have to have the specific intent of like looking into the ball for what you want your new year to have, or your month or your day or
Definitely.
whatever it is. So have that
Yeah.
intent and then relax and keep an open mind of the images that you're going to be seeing.
Mm-hmm.
And then ask your specific questions about the year ahead. Observe any visions, symbols that may appear during the scrying. So,
Mm-hmm.
definitely when you do crystal ball scrying, you can ask your questions, you can have feelings, you can have all of that and keep an open mind and understand.
And keep a journal of what you see because I guarantee, well, if you're like me, you're not going to remember tomorrow what you saw today.
True.
And
So
so if
now
you
you can
write
just
it
say you need
down,
a
yeah,
new year journal now.
need another journal, honey.
Another journal. So
I
what
got so
now?
many journals for Christmas. I'm so happy.
Oh no, I got one too, but now I'm just like, I don't want to use them. I have two now. Two, they're the exact same size because I got the journal from you, and I had previously bought a journal from the exact same place that you bought it from,
Hmm.
and so they're the exact same size, different covers and everything. But I
Hmm.
still haven't used the one I bought because I don't want to ruin it.
So I read something that made me stop and think about it. It said, you don't know how long life is going to last. Use the journal, drink the wine, buy the shoes.
No, but I don't have money.
But you've got the journals, so go
But
ahead and
now,
use
yeah,
them.
so it doesn't,
Don't wait because the
yeah.
waiting, you know.
Yeah, I did. Okay, so a little off topic now, but I mean, I guess it's kind of on topic with the new year of do
Hmm.
do what you want to do. Do what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Like how I always say, do
You've got to
what
put
you
that on
want
a t-shirt.
to do.
Do what you
Yeah.
want. Mm-hmm.
Because you don't know how long you'll have. And I saw this, it was on TikTok. I waste my life on TikTok. And it was a video and it was a man talking, and it was like one of my coworkers passed away, and
Aw. Mm-hmm.
she had saved up a whole ton of vacation days. Like she never took vacation days. She never
Mm-hmm.
took sick days. She never like she worked so hard. She put a lot of her money into an investment that now she would never see again. Like she
Yep.
worked really hard, and she's never going to see any of those things because she never took a break, because she was hoping for the future to be able to take those breaks, I guess, or retire
Yeah.
early or whatever it may be.
Yep.
And it was just like really sad because it was like she'll never see that. So you need to go
Mm-hmm.
out, you take your vacation days, you do
Mm-hmm.
what you need to do, you take your sick days, you take out the money out of that pension that you've been, whatever it
Mm-hmm.
may be,
Yep. Live
go
your
and
life.
live. Because
Mm-hmm.
and then in the video it was like, because we already have a replacement for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that gives me chills.
I
I
know,
don't like
because
that.
like it's like you're working for a company that doesn't um
Yeah,
like even
you're
find
just a
you important.
mechanism.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
just like a
You're a
worker bee, and if that worker bee falls or fails or dies or whatever, you're easily replaced,
yeah.
which is just so sad because you are not
Yeah.
easily replaced. But in a lot of cases, when you're working in like a government office, when you're working in
Mm-hmm.
settings like that, then it's instantly like, okay, they're already in a hiring process and they already have you replaced.
So
So,
use those journals.
but when you said buy those shoes, I was like, how do I buy those shoes when I have no money?
Well, for me, it's like have that extra shot of tequila. That's my downfall.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have that extra shot. But yeah, use the journals.
Yes.
That's what they're
So
for.
I will use my journals. I will start
Yay!
using the journals. I literally next to me, I have one, two, three, uh, four unused journals because I don't want to
Yep,
use them.
yep.
The-
I'm the same,
And the
but I need to
journals that
take
I do
my own
use,
advice.
the journals that I do use are the free journals that I got that say like things from like the university I graduated with. Like they're not a department that I graduated with, but I got them for free through my internship. And those are the trash journals that I use because they're not important to me.
Hmm. Yep, yep. I actually have a to keep track of work. I carry around just a notebook, a spiral notebook, just an ugly spiral
Yep.
notebook.
Yep.
And I make all my notes in it from the day. And I'm like, I should use one of these gorgeous notebooks
Hmm.
and keep my notes because it's my life. That's what's going into this
Yeah.
book is my everyday work and my everyday phone calls and notes. And so, yeah,
If
that's
there's
if
if
you,
there's a one takeaway that you take away from this
yes.
New Year's episode, it's do what you want, use your
Mm-hmm.
journals,
Mm-hmm.
go live life.
Live in the moment. Yep.
Live in the
Yep.
moment. Um,
Okay. Where were we?
where were we? So now we're talking about scrying. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
I
Yeah.
just talked about crystal ball scrying, but I
Mm-hmm.
think this is so cool. So just the same way that you use the crystal ball, you can use water scrying, which I know we've talked about. And
Mm-hmm.
that's just where you sit down, you look at the water and you interpret the symbols and everything by that. But there's
Mm-hmm.
also black mirror scrying,
Black mirrors are very cool.
which is so cool. And I mean, I'm scared of mirrors. But I have like a gajillion of them in my apartment.
Interesting. Yeah, you should. That's funny, you do, but you should get a black mirror, an obsidian mirror.
I'm scared.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
I know they are, but I'm scared.
And they're
So,
really good also for calling down the sun or the moon.
yeah.
You put your obsidian or your black mirror, whatever black substance it is, out in
Hmm.
the moonlight, and it will catch and contain that moonlight and hold it for you until you need to use that
I
energy.
just think it's so cool. And I want one, but I also don't want one because I'm scared. But
Yeah.
you can focus on your black mirror or your water and allow your mind to enter a meditative state and
Hmm.
observe any visions, symbols, or anything that appears on the reflective surface. Now, I do say, I specifically talk about black mirrors. You can use any type of reflective surface to do any type of scrying.
I've always called it scrying, and maybe it's the wrong term that with the pendulums.
I call that scrying too.
Okay. Okay.
I
Yeah.
think it's just like a different type of scrying where this scrying that I'm talking about is using reflective surfaces
Yes.
versus
Which I've
pendulum
never done.
scrying where
Have you done the reflective surfaces or not because you're scared?
Not as much. Maybe once.
I do the pendulum surfing. I surf with pendulums all the time.
Pendulum
I do
surfing.
what in the world? Where did that word come from? We are not talking about surfing. I use the pendulums a lot to scry with, and I have pendulum, what do you call them, mats or boards that have yes, no, and that kind of
Oh
thing
yeah,
on
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
And I really love it. To me, a pendulum is also something that you have to connect with, just like your tarot
Yes.
cards.
Yes.
And so I have some that are very dear to me.
Hmm.
Well, and I make some of those as well. Not that I'm plugging my show apparently on this episode, but my show, my
No, it's
Etsy
just
store.
it's your show. It's the
I
River
know
Show.
it's the River
Always,
Show.
it's the River
Oh my
Show where she
God.
shamelessly plugs her Etsy store.
Oh my Lord. I'm struggling today, y'all. It's this black midnight elixir thing, which is really good. My mouth is watering and I'm sitting here drinking it. Okay,
Okay.
but anyway, so that's another kind of scrying that you can
Yes.
do, and it
Yes.
does answer yes, no questions. So you would
Hmm.
ask it,
Yes, that
yes,
one would be a little
as
bit more
yeah,
specific rather than just interpreting
right.
symbols and all of
Yeah,
that.
yeah, for sure.
And then now I love candles. And so candle divination, I kind of wanted to talk about a little bit. So
Mm-hmm.
we all know that the color of your candle is important. Now, if you
Mm-hmm.
don't, and if this is the first episode you're listening to, hi, welcome.
Welcome.
Candles do, each of their colors do have a specific meaning, and the
Mm-hmm.
meaning can be interpreted on how you interpret it or just based on, what Google says, where
Right.
red means it could be
Passion or
passion,
lust.
love, or it could also be blood or whatever. Black
You
is also
said you
dark
said
and
love, and I said lust. Wow.
I know what's on your head.
Wow.
Where
And what
blue,
was green?
green could be
Oh,
money
money.
and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
greed and envy and stuff like that.
Oh,
And
yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
white is universal. So just anything like that. Um, so the pick your color of your candle, and then you can burn the candle and observe its behavior based on
Yes.
what you're wanting and interpreting on the new year. So a
Mm-hmm.
clean and steady burn may indicate smooth progress, while flickering or uneven burning could suggest obstacles.
Mm-hmm. And also the direction it burns
Hmm.
could mean something. Like if you ask a question of, should I do X, which is the right side, or Y, which is the left side, and you can watch and see which way the
Hmm.
flame goes.
Hmm.
Another
Now,
thing that you,
now watch it go. Like you're like, okay, go to the left or to the right, and it goes back.
it's like, hell no,
Neither.
you doomed, girl.
Yeah.
But also another thing with candle divination, and we did an episode on
We
candle
did. Hmm.
magic,
Hmm.
but just a reminder, the way the wax melts is also a thing that you can read.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
look at birthday candles are great for this because they burn fast. Or smaller candles, like I've got perfect altar candles that are
Hmm.
like tapers but small. And you can watch the way it melts and what the puddle does and
Hmm.
interpret things from that as well. But you would
Hmm.
have to be in that mind space of thinking about the new year and what does it have to
Yes.
offer, and whatever your
Yes.
question is about the new year.
And now, if you don't have enough time to have a candle melt like that all the way, you can use
Yeah,
birthday candles.
yeah, for
Birthday
sure.
candles are perfect for anything, and
Hmm.
they burn very fast. And so
And they
if you only
come in
have
pretty
short amount of time,
colors.
they do. And there's different colors, some solid, and then some of them sparkle. So maybe you
Some of
want
them
something sparkly
sparkle.
in your new year.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then pyromancy goes into candle divination, where if you gaze into the flames of the candle and let your mind wander, you might be able to see different shapes and movements in the flame itself, not just the direction it goes or how
I
melts the wax. It can be interpreted as insights or messages.
I love that, and because I have fire witch in me, I
Hmm.
love the fire. So this is actually a really happy time of year for me, even though ancestrally it's been cold and bleak. But we have fires in the fireplace a lot, and
Oh
I
yeah.
just love that. Is one thing that really does help me get into that mental framework of being able to do magic, is gazing into the flame and
Hmm.
looking at, it's like watching clouds and seeing what
Oh
shapes they
yeah.
form.
Hmm.
Flames do the same thing, and it is very meditative and relaxing, as well as can be, I guess, used as pyromancy for
Hmm.
reading. Yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I mean, we always talk about this, but there's a lot of things that you can do in witchcraft, and there's no set rules where it's like, oh, a
Hmm.
flame, if it flickers, like that just means one thing, but you can look deeper into the flame and see other things.
Witch magic can be anything. You can eat cereal in the morning and make it a magic ritual by stirring it clockwise to mean
Hmm.
something or
And
count,
or you
just,
making your tea or whatever it
yeah,
may be, or
yeah,
coffee, or
just eating a bowl of
mhm,
cereal can be magic. Who
yeah,
knew?
do what you want.
Do what you want.
And so now I want to talk a little about numerology, because
Hmm.
you can definitely work with your numbers to see how your year is going to be. And
Oh, I
so,
didn't think about applying it to the year because
mhm,
we did that numerology episode on what your
we did.
name
Hmm.
means and all of that. That's cool.
And you can
Well,
probably
yeah,
take the year 2024 and do something with it. I don't know.
which I actually read up on.
I
So
didn't try myself.
I will talk about what I found out, but
Okay.
what, go on, explain more.
Okay. So you can calculate your personal numerology using your birthday in your name, and
Hmm.
then explore the characteristics associated with your life path number and consider how they might influence your experiences in the new year. And
Hmm.
so, yearly numerology, you calculate the numerology of the upcoming year and then explore its overall energy. So, this can offer insights into global themes and trends that may impact your life.
Yeah. So when you were talking about this, and I was like,
Yes.
yearly numerology, what is that?
Uh huh.
Oh my God. So I looked it up, and for 2024, the universal number is eight. The
Okay.
number eight has two major meanings in numerology. And the
Okay.
first one is related to power, authority, leadership, and ambition. And the second one is connected to balance, harmony, karma, and justice. So in 2024, being that its universal number is eight, this means that these themes are going to be prominent for everybody on Earth on a global scale because it is this year. Well, I guess it's not
Okay.
this year for everybody because some calendars are different.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But for whoever uses the calendar that we are on here,
Hmm.
it will be the same type of thing. It's a year to manifest your goals. It's a year to take charge of your life. It's also a year to face the consequences of your actions, which we all need to remember there are consequences to things that we do.
Hmm.
It's a year to seek equilibrium, to respect the natural order, and to align yourself with your higher purpose.
See,
So that's what 2024 is supposed to be for everybody.
that intimidates me.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about it. I am ambitious this year. I did start off this year with a lot of um balance and harmony and ambition,
Hmm.
and hopefully I can keep it up. We're only on whatever day this is, 12. So not very far into the new year yet, but
Yeah,
I am hopeful.
I am too. I just don't want to be too hopeful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, okay. So off of our numerology, I wanted to get like hit like you can do this in astrology. So we all have our personal charts where we study our own astrological birth chart, look for transits and aspects that will influence different areas of our life, and we can apply that to the coming year. And
Hmm.
then we have our horary,
Orrery.
horary,
I don't
horary.
know if that's the
I
right,
don't I don't know either.
y'all,
I'm
you
so
know us, we can't
sorry.
pronounce things.
We're
Eh,
terrible.
We are.
Anyways, where this is where the orrery, I'll just say that astrology is where you pose specific questions. And so you can ask the specific questions about the new year and create a astrology chart based on the answers that you find. And so this method involves casting a chart for the moment you ask the question and are interpreting the positions of the planets at that time.
At that time.
So I
Interesting.
feel like I don't know, you would have to do this maybe like a monthly thing because the stars and
Yeah, because
charts
it would
always
change. The
change. Hmm.
stars change.
So I
Well,
feel
and
like this would be,
this makes me think of Chinese astrology. This year, their new year is in February. I don't have it written down in front of me, but it's the year of the dragon, which
is
is
it?
interesting. Hmm.
I didn't know
It
it was the year of
starts,
the dragon.
it's like February 9th or something like that. I can't remember
Hmm.
the exact
Hmm.
date, but it is
Invite
the
me
year of
over
the,
because I know you have.
I do. We go all out for the the Chinese New Year.
My family usually does too, but not
And
this year really because it's kind of just slow over there now.
I'm a dragon in the astrological
Mm-hmm.
cycle. And so it's coming up on my year. So I'm also very hopeful. Another
Woo-hoo.
reason to be hopeful about this
Yes.
year.
Yes.
Hmm.
Um, oh yeah, so here, I don't know why I didn't have this part up at the
With the tarot
with the
cards,
tarot, but yes, we are talking about Oracle. I
Oracle.
could not
Okay.
remember.
Hmm.
So, I know we talked about tarot, but Oracle, they're a little bit more specific. I feel where tarot is more open-ended and you can interpret it kind of how you want. I mean, Oracle,
Hmm.
you can also interpret it how you want, but I feel like it's more literal. Mm,
Hmm.
do with that if you have a different opinion, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Um, but when it
Right
comes to
now,
me asking questions, my oracle is more straightforward than my tarot.
right now, my favorite Oracle deck that I'm using, not to offend any of my other Oracle decks, but I'm using
You cover their
familiar.
ears.
Yes. I'm using an familiar
Hmm.
Oracle deck,
Hmm.
and I absolutely love it. And it is more specific. It's like, um, it was so funny because when I first started this New Year's jumping into, okay, I'm going to get my shit together. It's
Yeah.
going to be a good year. The card that I drew was one saying, basically, go get it, girl. It's time for you to go.
Okay.
Go, go do it. And I was like, that is the most accurate, that matched up with my mentality
Hmm.
100%.
Hmm.
It was very cool. So I do like Oracle decks a lot.
Okay. See, look at that.
Hmm.
I feel like they're nicer.
They are nicer because,
So, I
yeah,
mean, I don't know. We've talked about this. Anyways,
we have.
so you can ask a specific question to your oracle cards, whatever it may be, and about the new year and draw your cards for guidance. So it's not going to give you like straight
Hmm.
answers, but it'll give you
Hmm.
very clear guidance.
Hmm.
And it'll say you're on the right path or you're not on the right path. So, oracle
Hmm.
decks often provide more flexible interpretations than traditional tarot cards, allowing for a more intuitive approach?
Yeah.
Question mark. I mean,
Yeah.
based on the note, I mean, based on my personal experience, my oracle deck is very much straightforward, and then
Yeah.
my tarot is very much like,
It's
nah,
more
I'm gonna
intuition.
let
Yeah.
you figure it out.
Well, but you
Um,
also don't have a great relationship with the tarot deck that you're
yes.
using.
So
So
maybe my
I'm
new one will be
curious.
better.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
curious. Yeah.
So you can do daily draws, monthly draws, whatever it may be. So incorporate daily oracle cards into your routine for ongoing guidance and inspiration to keep maybe motivation. Maybe if you need that like
Like that idea.
motivation every day, you draw a
Hmm.
card and it'll tell you what you have for the month or the day or whatever it is. And
So like
then,
this morning,
mhm,
I'm already, because I think I said I started keto to lose
yes,
some weight
yes,
because I went overboard over the holidays. And I'm starting to feel that keto flu that you feel at the
gross.
beginning when
Yeah.
your body is trying to transition from burning sugars to burning fat.
Hmm.
And so I had a headache and I was unmotivated. And I've created myself I have a morning workout routine and an afternoon workout routine. The morning one is more stretches and leg lifts and crunches, and the afternoon one is actually lifting the weights. But I'm laying there in bed going, I have a headache. I don't want to get up. And so I did a draw, and it said, I used my Oracle deck, and it's like, things are hard, but get going. You can do it. And I was like, wow, it's really on me. And
You
so I
wanted
did.
you wanted the deck to be like, yeah, you can relax. That's
You need a
fine.
day of rest.
Yeah, yeah,
But no.
no, it was like you need to get up, get your shit
And
together.
and I did. I did it. I got up. I did my
Fine.
morning exercise. I haven't done my afternoon one yet. I'll do that later on after we get
Hmm.
done
That's good.
podcasting.
That's
But
very
yeah,
good.
yep.
I mean, doing
So
something is better than doing nothing.
exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So now, off of the oracle cards, because they kind of go hand in hand with the tarot, here is where we talk about the pendulum divination.
So we did have it to come up later. Yeah.
Hmm.
We just kind of went out of order.
We just, yeah, and I don't remember these notes. So
Yeah.
that's, yes, I could have relooked
Hmm.
at it. I'm too lazy. Maybe a New Year's resolution is maybe don't be too lazy. Anyways, so with this, you have yes and no
Yes.
questions and answer, like it'll answer you. So establish the directional swings of your pendulum for yes or no or maybe. And so you're going to ask your questions, yes or no questions only, really, because about the new year,
Mm-hmm.
and then observe the pendulum's movements for your answers.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can create your own pendulum board with different sections representing various
Mm-hmm.
aspects of your life. So maybe you have a section for career and relationship and health, and then pose questions around that to have it
Mm-hmm.
interpret whatever it is that you need based on the movements of your pendulum.
That's a good idea. I
Hmm.
hadn't thought of that.
Hmm.
And it would be very effective, I think, to create your own because you know what's important in your life.
Yeah. So, like, let's
Yeah.
say I was talking about like the financial and then my job and
Mm-hmm.
then my health. So maybe I have
Mm-hmm.
maybe those three things on the board and I ask a question and it'll lean more towards, oh, that'll be an indication that you need to work more on your health or more
Mm-hmm.
into putting more effort into trying to find a job, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That's good. Yeah.
And then one
Okay.
of the last things that I wanted to talk about was dream interpretation. Keep a dream journal. I think we've already said that, but it's just another excuse to have another
Another
journal.
journal.
You're going to need about a big library full of just your journals. But if you keep a dream journal to record your dreams during the transition into the new year, you can write down any reoccurring symbols or themes or emotions and
Mm-hmm.
reflect on potential meanings of what it could mean in your waking life and how you can apply and see how it's affecting your year.
That's true.
And then if you lucid dream, you can practice lucid dreaming to maybe explore and interact in your dreams and
Mm-hmm.
use this state to seek guidance, ask questions, and receive insights from your subconscious mind.
Yeah, I think that's a really good one. I always called it daydreaming, but it
Hmm.
is you kind of it's more about getting answers from within yourself than it is
Hmm.
from the universe, which to
Yes.
me a lot of the scrying and divination is universe tell me, help me,
Yeah.
whereas lucid dreaming is more going inside yourself and finding what answers are already
Hmm.
there. Because a lot of times we do know the answers, we just aren't willing to accept them or we are too blind to see them or
Yes.
whatever.
Yes. Like we know what
Um,
we need to do, but we need ourselves to tell us that in a different way.
yes. Yeah. So lucid dreaming is great for
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
And then, given the theme of New Year's, I wanted to come up with some fun superstitions and see what
Okay.
superstitions were out there. So in Persia, on New Year's Day, you would dip your thumb 7 times in salt and put it in your mouth. All the salt that is still on your fingernail, you put that in your mouth. And then you will dream about your future husband or wife, that they will bring you water.
Okay.
Okay, so number one,
How did this
ooh,
start?
I don't know. I don't really want to eat the salt off of my thumb, but okay.
Okay.
And then number two, the fact that they're dreaming about their future spouse bringing them water is probably because they just ate a shit ton of salt and they're thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe not. Maybe there's something to it. I can't say because I haven't tried it.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay.
So an old Welsh custom was that oh, sorry about that.
Mm.
Um, the wise and courageous old men of the parish would sit up all night on the church porch. On that night, it was said a voice emanating from beneath the altar table would pronounce the names of those who would die in the
Oh,
coming year.
okay.
So they start off their new
Damn.
year with, yeah, bad thoughts coming,
Death.
bad omens. Yeah.
Yeah.
In England, it was said that if a woman was the first to die in the new year, then the greatest mortality during that new year would be among women. And if it was a man who died first, then the greatest mortality would be among men. Now, okay, this must have been when towns were really tiny
Like
because,
small, that's what I was thinking. How do
yeah, we
you
don't know
know?
who the first person in the world that died.
Yeah.
There must be a record out of it somewhere, but
I don't know.
I don't know. Just like they always say, oh, the first kid born in the new year in the United States, blah blah blah. So they've got a record. But anyway,
Mm.
that was something from
Okay.
England. The Gurians in Russia would place small pitchers of wine in each of the bedrooms of the family. And in the morning, if the wine had increased, the harvest would be abundant. But if the wine had lessened, then they would have bad luck that year.
Hmm.
Well,
But what if it
I
stayed the
guess
same?
I don't, I guess it would be just a so-so year, but I'm like, I would want to drink the wine, so it would
So it
be
would be less.
lessened. So I would have bad luck all year. To encourage you to not drink the wine.
But how do you make more? Like, how does it add more?
Yeah.
You like you go get more and then
Supposedly
put it
the
in, or
no, the universe just makes it
okay,
happen.
okay.
Um, if you if your first caller on New Year's Day is a man, you will have good luck and many friends. If it's female, you'll have bad luck and few friends.
Well, okay.
Turn your pillow at midnight on the 31st day of December, and you will dream of the one that you are to marry.
What if you're already married?
I know that. So some of these don't matter because a
Yeah.
lot of divination is for people who are like, oh, who am I going to marry?
Like, who will I
But
be with? Yeah.
yeah, we've already been there and done that.
Yeah.
He who steals on New Year's can steal safely for a year.
Oh, okay.
So that encourages thievery.
Yeah, it does.
Interesting. It didn't say where that one came from, but I found that interesting. In the past, in China, men were to perform the extraordinary act of taking a bath on New Year's Day. And if they didn't take this bath on New Year's Day, it would be a bad sign. That was probably their yearly bath, whether they needed one or not.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
At midnight on New Year's, the Japanese would build small fires in the floor of their houses. And from the manner in which the flames arise, it would foretell what their luck would be in the coming year.
Okay.
And I'm like they set their house on fire, or
Mm,
they put a circle of stones so
there's
that it
yeah,
wouldn't.
there was probably like
What?
a small fire pit
Well, it
or
burned down the left
something.
side of my house first. So, that means this. What the heck? I don't know. It is an old Dutch superstition that if you want to marry the girl you love, your voice must be the first one she hears and your face the first one she sees on New Year's morning.
That's kind of creepy though. You
Could
you
be.
like
It really could be.
she's waking up in bed and then you knock on the window, yoo-hoo, like
It's
hello.
me. Oh, creepy. But generally, like here, I think most places you kiss the person that you're with anyway
That's
on New
very true.
Year's at
Yeah.
midnight. So
Yeah.
generally, it is the first person that you see anyway.
Hmm.
If ice melts on the 1st of January, it will freeze the 1st of April. So basically, if it's warm on January 1st, it's going to be
It's
really
gonna be
cold on
cold.
April 1st. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Your conduct on New Year's Day is a forerunner of your conduct all year. So this is what I was telling you about. You and I were talking about this, and I was like, you said something like, don't wash or something. I don't remember what you said, but I
I
was like,
said,
yeah,
I said, don't do your laundry because
don't do your
I
laundry.
saw things that like if you did laundry, then you'd be, so the saying is if you did laundry on the first, then you'd be washing, by the end of the year, you'd be washing clothes for the dead, meaning you'd be washing, like let's say somebody passed away and you had to wash their clothes to
Yeah, so
donate or whatever.
a
Yes.
portent of death.
Yes.
Whereas
So,
what I had heard was whatever you do on New Year's Day, you'll be doomed to do the rest of the year. And so my
hmm.
favorite thing to do is, of course, is to go have sex. So
Okay, great.
take that for what you want it.
Absolute great.
But so think about that on New Year's Day. What if you don't want to be cooking, for the whole rest of the year, or if you do want to be cooking, then cook, because some people love to cook. If you don't
Hmm.
want to be cleaning house, don't clean your house on New Year's Day.
I like to
Yeah,
have a clean
it just,
house,
I
so
know, right? So just, if there's a chore that you really hate to do, don't do it on Christmas. I mean, on Christmas, on New Year's Day.
okay.
In Transylvania, on New Year's Eve, the young men of the family would bind together as many wreaths as there were persons in the house and throw them over the roof. Those that fall, the way that they fell would indicate who would die in the next year,
Oh wow.
or the ones that actually made it over the house. I don't know.
Okay.
That's morbid. Let's see
It
if I'm going
is.
to die next year. I would
Yeah,
I would be
I
I
would
would
be
be
like,
going, oh, it didn't make
No.
it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I don't want to do that this year.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Lay a green ivy leaf in a dish on New Year's night, cover it with water, and set it in a safe place until the fifth day of the year. If the leaf is still green and fair, then you will be safe from any sickness all year long. But if you find black spots on it, you may expect some form of sickness.
Oh, okay.
And then I was like, that was fascinating to me. So I was like, well, what are there predictions out there for what's going to happen in
Oh,
2024?
great. We
So
love
I
the
was like,
predictions.
let's see what people are saying. So one of them I found was that there will be another attempt of a great illness before the end of this year, but it will not catch on as well as the last one did. So I guess COVID.
Oh,
So something, another illness, and it could be a form of COVID or whatever, but it's not going to
ugh.
be as bad as COVID was. And some countries will only be affected for a short while.
I mean, technically, we already had a sickness that everybody was like, what the heck is this? It wasn't the
Yeah,
flu. It wasn't, you know, anything
yeah.
like that.
It was
Gross.
just something, and
Okay.
everybody got it.
Yeah.
Another prediction is that there will be an old disease that will be making its way around again this year.
Ooh.
And you should be careful and cook with plenty of garlic and chives to stave off this old disease.
So what old disease didn't
It
like
doesn't
garlic and
say.
chives?
I don't know, but I eat lots of garlic anyway. So,
I am allergic, so
well, you better be doing those chives, baby.
it burns my mouth.
Oh,
I
I
don't like
love
chives
garlic.
either. Gross. I'm kind of
Really? I like chives.
then I'm just doomed. Great.
Somewhere in Africa will be a bad safari accident.
Where are these predictions coming from? Why
Some
are
of
none of
them,
these good? There will be world peace. There will be like global warming will have lessened in the year of 2024. Like, where are these types of predictions?
I know, right? Well, and some of them are from Nostradamus, who
Oh no.
he predicted a whole bunch of stuff that's come to pass. Um,
Yay.
it does say, I read somewhere that in 2024, this could be the year of flying cars, where flying cars are actually sold on the market.
Oh well.
Um, Technically known as the eVTOL aircraft, standing for Electric Vertical Takeoff and Landing. Dozens of companies around the world have been in a race to develop a quieter, cheaper, and emission-free aircraft that can land right in the heart of cities.
That's
And
scary.
supposedly, yeah, because they're going to have to rewrite the whole aviation
Yeah,
laws
that's
to,
so
yeah,
scary. Giving like even the thought of me flying something like that when I don't have a flying license, I don't have anything. That's so
yeah,
scary. We're gonna
yeah,
have to go through like a whole process to get like a
yeah.
flying license and ugh.
There's got to be some kind of air traffic control. What happens when you have an accident in the air and it comes down on somebody's house?
Oh, that's awful. I don't want to think
Yeah,
about
so
that.
there's got to be, I mean, it's a cool idea, but there's going to have to be a lot of
hmm
regulations put into place before it can be widespread use. Right now, it's probably only going to be available to the really rich people anyway.
Okay,
I don't know.
great.
Access Accessible commercial space travel using hot air balloons to the edge of the earth is supposed to become available this year.
Edge of the earth.
Yeah, I guess to the outer limits where you get to the point
Yucky.
where you
I
go
don't
into
like
outer
that
space and
either.
can't breathe. You can't go that far out because then you can't.
Heights scare me, so being in the air just freaks me out.
Yeah, my husband wouldn't like that one either.
Yuck.
NASA is hoping to put the first woman on the moon this year, although there was just a big setback. I think we all heard in the news about the setback with the they were sending a space rocket up to the moon that was supposed to land on the moon, and something went wrong, and now they can't get it to turn so that the solar panels can
Mm,
be energized by the sun. And
mm-hmm.
so it's petered out. So they're still working on it. But
Hmm.
if that doesn't come through, then I don't know that they'll actually get people on Earth, I mean, on the moon again. But it
Yeah.
was set to happen in 2024.
Okay.
And then this chick named Baba Vanga,
Okay.
who is kind of like a Nostradamus type
I think
person.
we've talked about
Mhm.
her
I
before.
think so. Uh, She says that a quote, big country, end quote, sorry, will carry out biological weapons tests or attacks. And she apparently has been like 80% accurate with her predictions in the past. And she died a long time ago, but
Great.
these are still predictions. I've got to take a drink of water. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
There is supposed to be the significant threat of a drone attack at a well-known sporting event or a U.S. airport this year.
Okay, great.
I know. So a lot of really bad ones. Like you said, where's the good ones?
Like, yeah, where's the world peace? And
Yeah, world peace is going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to learn something extraordinary that
Yeah,
will,
we discover this thing and it fights cancer
yeah,
100% effective
yeah.
rate and
Oh God,
or
that's
something
the
like that.
beginning of I Am Legend.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Not
I
that
don't
one.
know that
Just
we
kidding.
want that one.
Just kidding. Maybe not that one, but I mean, hypothetically, that one would be nice.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I mean, I think they are working on a cure to cancer.
I don't
I
know.
read somewhere some kind of conspiracy thing where they say, "Oh, cancer's already been cured, but the
The government keeps killing the
pharmaceuticals won't."
people. Yeah.
Yeah, the pharmaceuticals don't want this
Yeah.
to come out because then people won't buy their medicines. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, because big pharma is a problem.
Hmm.
Anyways, you didn't hear
But
that from
anyway,
me.
that's all we've got.
Yeah.
So you want to do the
Happy New
outro?
Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah, hopefully
Um,
the flying cars would be okay, but I don't want any old diseases, although I do eat plenty of garlic, so I might be
yeah,
okay.
we don't need that.
You don't?
We
Yeah,
don't need
okay.
that. Okay, anyways, thank you for listening. You can find us at www.c3witchypodcast.com. There you'll find links to all of our social media, links to our episodes, links to our merch, our blog, information about Patreon and Buzzsprout. Everything is
Hmm.
there. And then if you want to go directly to our merch, which we still have our holiday merch up, and we'll be taking that down soon and adding more.
Hmm.
Um, so keep an eye out for that. But if you want to go directly there, it's www.c3witchypodcastmerch.com. And we do really appreciate it if you support us in any way. That's downloading our episodes, purchasing our merch, being a part of our subscription-based um, platforms,
Hmm.
and giving us
Yes.
reviews and
Oh,
everything like
yes.
that.
And subscribe to us, our YouTube channel,
And
please.
yes, our YouTube is very important. We are trying to get up there on YouTube and do a
Yeah,
little bit more with that.
we've got to have some kind of monetization coming in
hmm
because we're struggling. And thank you guys so much for the ones of you who do support
We
us.
love you
We
guys.
honestly couldn't do it without you. I mean,
No,
I know that sounds rote, but
it's cheesy.
it's very, very true. So thank
Yes.
you guys very much. You are
Yes.
much, I was going to say muchly. You're muchly
You're
appreciated.
muchly appreciated. The wise words of River. You're muchly appreciated.
But
Uh,
that's all we have. We'll be back.
we'll be back.
And until then, stay witchy.
Woo.